Welcome, cats and kittens, to another exciting episode of 20 cc's of craaaap. I am your host, Dr. Purrington, and today we are going to get into a match that starts as 1 vs 1, then goes to 1 vs 2, then goes to 1 vs 3. More humans, more problems. Let's jump right into it. Now, I have not faced Plain Sandwich before, who is the current star of this episode. I have seen him comment on the YouTube channel before, but we've never actually had a chance to fight, so I do not know his skill level. I did want to test the waters here a little bit, but number one, I screw up a lot. And number two, Plain Sandwich is not the kind of guy you screw up against. So as you see here, he's going to run right across the roof. I want to just jump up and go for a quick pounce here to see if I can distract him. Unfortunately, I grab onto the edge, which lets me just very slowly climb up while he eats away my shield. I get off a ground pound and I shoot a spit, but I miss the spit. And I waste a UV block here. Kind of important to note, good tip for any Night Hunter, if the only thing you have left is the UV spit, and you're chasing somebody and you don't have a lot of energy left, don't use your UV block to continue chasing them. Because when you do, you kind of run out of anything that you can do. As you'll see here, I do get the UV spit off, but I don't have enough energy to capitalize on the UV spit that I do actually manage to get off. And when he actually gets up there, I manage to whiff a ground pound, and all it takes is a tiny little tap from a two-handed weapon, and I'm out like a light. So that was good on Plain Sandwich's part. He countered my attack nicely. We're going to take it seriously now. So we spawn in. He's not quite at the nest yet, but he is going to be there soon. You'll see it starts saying that he's attacking the nest. I believe he's already taken out most of the zombies, which there aren't too many in 1 vs 1, so that's fine. I want to put as much pressure on him as possible, so I come right in. I'm not going to ground pound if he's climbing, so I'm going to jump up and follow him. I do get my UV light drained here, but he does go behind the wall, so as long as he's back there, he's not going to attack me. He comes around the corner, does manage to kick me, I believe. I shoot a horde spit, and miss. He swings with a two-handed weapon. I jump away from it, manage to get behind him, tackle, and go in for a double tackle after a nice UV spit stuck. I smash into boxes, which I'm not sure why they didn't break, and he has just enough health left that a nice ground pound after a missed tackle is enough to take his health down to 0. So now we're a little more even. He's got a little bit of damage on the nest, but I did manage to get a kill off. As long as it's 2 lives per 1 nest, I'm okay. I just want to make sure that that is exactly how the rest of this match goes. Also, I hate those roofs because you cannot climb on them. They just slide off, whether they're the human or the Night Hunter, you just zoop, slide off. I'm not really sure what they do. I try to go for a pounce here because he's not facing me, but he does manage to turn around quite quickly. I whiff the ground pound again, and he tries to throw a two-handed weapon at me. And I've faced another human luck mod just enough to know that you do not leave yourself vulnerable to a two-handed weapon throw after a ground pound. So I jump and I manage to dodge it. Hopefully he did not lose his weapon. But I do fire a horde spit after that. I thought I hit his foot, but it did not stick, so it doesn't get the hit off. But he's got very low health at this point, so I'm just going to run over and start the craaaap until I can get his health down to 0. Now, we still have all of our nests, for the most part. I think one is missing a hand or something. He might have stabbed in the eye a couple times. But we're 2 lives for 1 nest, so we are even. Plain Sandwich is coming back in. I don't have any horde spit, which is one of my favorite spits, but then again, there's only 4 to choose from, so. But I'm going to try and go in for the UV block, UV spit combo. It does not work. He expertly dodges it. I go in for a nice craaaap here, but he's actually able to dodge away and take away my shield enough that I can't run after him, so that didn't quite work out well at all. Drop kicks me a few times. I just need to get out of there because I don't have any health left. I want to regenerate a little bit, but I don't want to give him enough time to get back to the nest in that big open area, so I let it go 1 tick up and then I come back into the fight. He uses the grappling hook once, but he goes back down. So I just kind of have to wait to see if he's going to pop up. Now here I did want to refill my health all the way, but unfortunately he does hit me with the tiniest bit of UV light, so I cannot regenerate just yet. I want to go for the ground pound here, and I go for the tackle too, but I whiff the tackle. I'm not really sure how it didn't connect. I was holding down the button. But he uses the grappling hook to go down to the nest. He is a little distracted as a second player joins in, so now it's 1 vs 2. I go in for the horde spit. I know he's not going to move away from it because he's slicing the nest at the moment, so I do manage to get it off. Unfortunately, I cannot distract him for long enough for the horde to get here because I miss a tackle and get my UV light drained in a few seconds. Any grappling hooks up to the top of the roof. I don't want to get death from above, so I pop the UV block and get out of there as quickly as possible. I miss a tackle and fly off to the next roof, and both he and Xternal are already on the roof. And a third person joins the fight. So now it is a 1 versus 3. I'm not sure where these guys came from, but the more the merrier. So Xternal does have the UV light on him. I'm not really sure what I wanted to do here. I think I just wanted to see if I could smash him and take out the UV light at the same time, but I am kind of getting rocked here, so I am going to back up, see if I can take a few seconds, get my health and energy back. So now that it's a 1 versus 3, you'll see the dynamic of the match change pretty quickly. It's actually kind of interesting because at first everyone just kind of starts out as let's kill the hunter, let's kill the nest, blah blah blah, but you actually can see as the match progresses the teamwork of the humans increasing. From let's kill everything to, you know, you be on defense, I'll be on flares, you be on nest offense. I mean, the hunter mode has always been, you know, a 1 versus many mode, and it's really interesting to see how humans work together and how the Night Hunter's abilities can counter the humans' ability to defend each other in numbers. I just find the whole mode very interesting, and I also just like being a giant monster, so that helps too. So I'm going to come in here. I do have my Horde Spit Smash. I'm going to go for that as quickly as possible. They are chasing me. I pop down the UV light, and it does manage to get hit. I don't want to get DFA'd, and someone drops down who I'm assuming was in fact trying to DFA me. I go for the tackle here because he's not facing me, but somehow he dodges it, which seems a little strange to me. Because you are not supposed to be able to dodge a tackle when somebody is not facing you. Go for the tackle here. I'm not sure how they didn't drop kick me, but someone is dead. I cannot capitalize on it because he's going to be able to revive his friend. But I go in for the ground pound, and he's dead again because he only revived with 25 health. Which, I'm not sure off the top of my head exactly how much damage ground pound does, but it's more than 25 health. So I did manage to get a nice swipe kill there. I wanted to see if I could take advantage of that UV light and kill Xternal again, but it did not quite work. He pulls out the shield, which doesn't really work that way anymore. You do have to be facing the spit explosion for it to block, and it doesn't work on spit stocks anymore. That Horde Spit was behind him, so I'm not quite sure why he pulled that out. But my Horde does manage to kill him, but it doesn't kill Saw Azzo, and they were right next to each other. So I'm kind of sad about that, but he was probably just a little bit out of range of the one-hit KO. And he does take advantage of my low UV and health and kicks me right in the face, Bruce Lee style, to take me out and revive his friend. So we are a little ahead of the game here. 3 lives, 1 nest down. But they are attacking the nest, and they are going to kill it quite quickly. I want to get over there as fast as possible and see if I can distract them even a little bit. I go in for a nice ground pound spit combo. As long as I can get somebody with a spit, it evens it out, because right now my spits are generating at 1 versus 3 speed, and I want it to be 1 versus 2. Make a little bit of a new mistake here. You do not fight humans on warehouse roofs. They're way too open. They're way too flat. I wanted to see if I could tackle them and maybe use the curve of the warehouse. Use the curve of the warehouse to knock him off the roof so that I could start a 1 versus 1 fight over here, but it did not work out that way. He landed, and I got knocked off, which is perfectly fine with me because I really should not be fighting anybody up there. Both of them are up on top of the warehouse, so I want to see if I can get this turned into a 1 versus 1 match. I go for the UV spit. I managed to get the Horde off, and I tackle. And thank God I did not magnetize into those spikes. I know I wasn't directly in front of them, but that would have sucked. They would have been able to get a nice free kill. Unfortunately, they get one anyway because I get a nice ground pound tackle combo off, but cannot capitalize on it and get double team from behind. 2 wonderful little slices to take me out. I do kind of like how I tackled him through the hole. I wish he died when that happened. That would have been a little more exciting. But we can't have everything. So we are going to spawn right back in. The nest is unfortunately dead at this point. You're going to see the nest destroyed message in just a few seconds. Another new mistake. I mean, I just said it before, and I'll say it again. Never fight humans up on these warehouses because they are a death trap for the Night Hunter. They're giant, flat, open areas. You might think the hill is enough to protect you from UV light. It really isn't. But I do get drop kicked off of it anyway. I don't want to get death from above, so I'm going to spin around and fly out of there as quickly as possible before he takes all of my UV energy. Fortunately, the nests are that way, Hunter. So I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit. Run over some cars, monster truck style. Don't know why. Interesting choice for me. I do see that I have the UV spit smash, and I'm going to use this roof as a bit of a defense so I don't get UV lighted and go in for a nice easy pounce. Now, if you remember, I was saying the teamwork slowly increases as this match goes on. You'll see Xternal take sort of a watchman role as the match goes on. He stays up in very high areas, uses UV light to stop me from approaching, which is very smart. I mean, that's what you want to do as humans. Split up the tasks, get everything in as fast as possible. I don't even want to try for spits right now, so I was going to go for the horde spit smash, but at that point I realized he had such low health I was just going to go in for some slices. Unfortunately, I really should have just kept slicing, but I kind of got distracted by the second guy who came in, messed that up. I managed to get off a double horde spit, which I was happy about, but I do get killed in the process. And I mean, honestly, dying as the Night Hunter is not that bad, because you have infinite lives. So if you can die but also get an effect off, like a horde or a double horde spit, I mean, you're really not in that bad a shape. One of my horde does actually manage to kill someone, but he gets revived pretty quick, so it's not a huge deal. I want to see if I can go in for a nice ground pound off the roof here, but he goes off the roof himself. And I can see that another guy's going up on the roof. I'm trying to be cautious because I know a death from above is coming, and there it was. So I jump back at just the right time, thankfully. The magnetism is pretty strong on that, so I think I got a little lucky there. I pop the UV spit. I do manage to get it off. I mean, it's not a huge deal because I am going to have to back up, so they are going to be able to defend themselves with some flares. But I do want to come back there as quickly as possible. There's Xternal again, keeping the area safe, but I am going to jump down here and go in for the horde spit smash just so it's a definite kill. I'm going to tackle, just get as much damage as I possibly can, and one of the horde actually managed to kill him. So I go in for the swipe, and just as I predicted, in comes the death from above. I was not paying attention at that point. It's interesting because he didn't come from the roofs. He must have grappling hooked over to the hill to get a better vantage point, which is pretty smart. I think he could have made the jump either way, but it obviously worked, so I can't tell him what to do. I'm going to respawn in here real quick. Try not to get damaged by this safe zone too much. Fly in. There's Xternal again, guarding the whole area. I want to go in for a pounce here because he was not facing me, but one of his friends does manage to defend him. I don't want to get death from above, so I hide under that roof for a second. I try to use a tendril here, and it pops me straight down instead of straight up. I'm not really sure what happened to the camera angle at that point, but the camera angles do seem a little fuzzy in this match, if you'll see in a second. I do want to keep him distracted here, so I basically do just trade my UV light for a horde spit. He comes after me, which he really shouldn't have done, but he does get a nice drop kick off. Unfortunately, I hit the roof, so I am able to just ground pound, and he dies to a zombie, and my tackle, which is interesting, actually slides past him and targets plane instead. But I'm not really sure why he died here. I have heard notes on the official forums of zombies warping, and if that's what happened, that really sucks. Because no glitches should be going on for either side, human or Night Hunter. If that is what happened, all I can say is I'm sorry. There's nothing that I can do to make it happen, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. But at the same time, I do know that if you are on a roof too early in the horde cycle, they do sometimes climb out of windows and appear on rooftops. So that may have also been what happened, but it may have also been the glitch. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to continue with the match as per normal. I do go in for the kill here, but unfortunately there are a lot of flares, and it looks like when I ground pound I actually back up slightly and start going down off the cliff. So that did not help the execution of the pound to keep the guys away from me. I do get sliced pretty quickly for a nice clean kill. So we're just going to wait a little bit. The nest is going to get destroyed. There is nothing defending it at this point, so yeah, it's already gone. So we're going to fly right back in here. I want to catch them while they're a little separated. I see that Saw Azza is not around his friends, so I go in for the kill here. I missed the UV spit, which is too bad. It would have been a quick pounce. But somebody else is UV lighting me, which is not too good. But I do manage to actually predict a sidestep here and get a nice little spit, but I'm just going to get sliced and drop kicked over and over again until I die. Which is fun. Teamwork is good. And I wish I could have capitalized that on a little more because he did have both the Horde and the UB spit on him. But it happens. The Horde actually does manage to kill Saw, which is nice. Unfortunately, he does get revived before I get revived. So, nothing I can really do at that point. Wish someone would revive me, you know. Night Hunters want to be revived too. We have feelings. Most of those feelings are hatred and anger. But sometimes they're regret for not being revived. Sometimes. Anywho, we're going to jump right back into the action. Xternal is defending, but he's on the other side. I see Plane come in, and he has a little damage on him, maybe from zombies. I go in for the swipe and the ground pound. Both of them connect, so all I need is one more swipe to take him out. I just keep hitting over and over again. Xternal goes in for the DFA, but he does miss. I go in for the miss tackle, and I hit the barrel, and I'm like, oh shit, jump as quickly as possible, because I know he's just going to start shooting at it. If you see her, I actually managed to get all 6 swipes off. I don't do anything else other than swipe to kill him. And I do know that the Claw Apocalypse is pretty intimidating, but I was kind of wondering why Saw Azza wasn't attacking me. Turns out, Plane Sandwich comes in for the revive with a wonderful boot to the back of my head. Saw Azza was being a great distraction. I thought, actually, I'm not really sure what I thought, but either way, worked out very well for them. Probably should have used the Howl so I could actually see where people were, but it was not the top priority at the time. So we are going to revive as quickly as possible, as usual. We're going to fly over there to see that the nest is 99% dead. I don't think I'm going to be able to defend it, but I do want to get over there before the team of humans has a chance to regroup. I want to knock Xternal off the roof. He does it himself, which is interesting. But I do waste my UV block, which is too bad. I wanted to see if I can get an easy pounce here, but it's not even Xternal's friends who defend him. He just knows I'm up there, and he gets a nice drain of my UV light very quickly. Fortunately, I do manage to get a Horde spit off, but I do die in the process. And honestly, as long as I get one off, I don't think I'm in that bad a shape. As I mentioned before, if they're all running together, then they're going to die. So at least one of them is going to have to take a moment and hop up on top of a roof or something. Nothing happens to Saul, unfortunately. He has the Horde spit on him for a little bit, but it does disappear. I do see I only have one life left, so I am just going to try and get a kill as quickly as possible. Xternal is defending up here, but he doesn't take away enough of my UV light, and nobody is defending him as I fly in with a nice, clean, free pounce to end the match. Plane, Azza, and Xternal, thank you very much for the wonderful game. I do appreciate the opportunity to fight a good team of people. As always, entertaining you is my hippocatagoth, and I will see you cats and kittens later.